Matt Murdock and Daredevil are officially back because Daredevil Born Again Season 2 kicked off last night, and it gave us one of the most insane cliffhangers I have seen from a show in a very long time. This is going to be my full breakdown and review of the episode, but before we get into that, if you like daily film and TV content, be sure to hit that follow button. So this season takes place roughly 6 months after the events of the first season, and we could see that Fisk's anti-vigilante task force has a ton of propaganda spanning about the entire New York City, and we also have Daredevil about to attack this ship, and we can just assume that there are some bad things on this ship, or why else would he be there? And this episode starts off absolutely insane because he just gets straight into the action, and I absolutely love that about this show because it does not hold back whatsoever. Daredevil is moving like straight up Batman right now. Now we know visually Daredevil Born Again does not compare to the peak that we got to witness in the original show Daredevil, but it was still really cool to see the aspect ratio change once Matt hears this watch clicking. Now on this ship, the Northern Star, Matt does see some illegal weapons on the ship, so he has to, take everybody out. But before Matt can take down everybody on the ship, the captain of the ship ends up flooding it with water and ends up going full Titanic mode and sinking the ship. Matt does end up going down with the ship, but he does find his way back to land, and we just see this massive ship in the background. Now with Fisk trying to clean up the city and also still have control of his illegal operations, a massive ship sinking in New York City is not very good for him. So now inside of New York City and all of Fisk's major decisions, the governor wants to play a role in final approval of those decisions. And that is where we insert a new character, Mr. Charles, played by Matthew Lillard, which I really enjoyed the comedic aspect of this character. Mr. Charles tells these government officials that they are going to want to pick up the phone call that they are currently receiving, and that phone call is from no other than Contessa Allegra Valentina de Fontaine, or the leader of the New Avengers or the Thunderbolts. And after that phone call from, the new head of the CIA, they say that there's going to be no problem. Also in this episode, we get to see BB Urich working against Fisk, but also working with Daniel to try and get some insider information. And she is also working with Karen Page, who I am very happy to see that she is back in this season. Another really big aspect of this episode is Heather Glenn, the psychiatrist from season 1, who is now working on Fisk's task force. She is currently interviewing Jack Duquesne, also known as a swordsman, but during this interview where she is supposed to make him seem unhinged, which she does not want to do, she starts seeing Muse. So we could see that she's kind of getting possessed a little bit, and Muse just keeps appearing in her mind. I don't really know how that is going to play out, but I am getting major Harley Quinn vibes right now. But ultimately, the biggest piece of this episode is at the very end when Cherry is getting interrogated by the anti-vigilante task force, and he gets absolutely roughed up. Matt Murdock swings in to save the day, and he absolutely obliterates these guys. I loved the action scenes that we got to see in this sequence. But Cherry starts having some heart issues, and Matt becomes unaware to his senses because he is focusing in on Cherry's heart versus what is going on around him. So the guards end up pinning Daredevil down and unmasking him and saying, "Oh crap, it's Matt Murdock." So that's a really big issue, but before anything can happen, some bullets come in and start taking out the guards. And I had thought that this was Punisher coming in and saving the day. Was completely wrong, because then a dagger flies into the room and lands in the ground and says, "You're welcome," with a bullseye logo on it. And that is where the episode ends. I cannot wait to see what we are going to get next week, because it is going to be absolutely insane to see these two team up or work together to bring down Fisk in some sort of way. I am so stoked that this show is back. I loved season 1. I know I'm going to love season 2, and I just can't wait to see what's to come in this season and what twists they're going to throw in there. I'm curious to know, what were your thoughts on Daredevil Born Again season 2 episode 1?